Welcome to the Jim Bob Sports Jamboree, brought to you by TWS Remodeling. Tyler Ganz is with us. He owns TWS Remodeling, and the superstar Mike Morris, Vikings legend Chuck Foreman, Fox 9's Jim Rich. I'm Bob Sansevere. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl. We'll talk about Sam Darnold, but first, we need to rant. Chuck, I know now why you're not in the Hall of Fame, because the people who vote are either moronic, or they're vindictive, or they're stupid. They had a chance. Bill Belichick was on the ballot for this year. Bill Belichick has more Super Bowl wins than any head coach with 6. He's got 8 when you count his assistant, 2 as an assistant coach with the Giants, and second most wins ever behind Don Shula. He did not make the Hall of Fame. He needed at least 40 of 50 votes. He needed to be 80%. He couldn't get to 40. And I think it's guys that didn't like him.
Exactly.
And they let that get in the way. Your case, I think, is that they feel, well, he didn't win a Super Bowl, and they don't understand, because they're stupid, that you were the first of the great talented backs, the guy, the do-it-all backs, the everything back, and they just wanted to see yardage totals for rushing.
That's it.
So, you mean, you're in pretty good company for being snubbed.
I'm telling you, who knows? When a guy like that has the success that he's had, there's nobody else.
No, it's a stain on that entire process.
It just tells you that they got some work to do as far as how they select.
Absolutely. They should get rid of everybody who didn't vote. And by the way, I'm convinced Bill Polian, the former Colts GM, and what was he with the Bills? First he goes, well, I voted for Bob Kraft. I don't remember if I voted for Belichick. They voted 2 weeks ago. How could you not remember if you voted for Belichick? Then he changed it when he talked to Sports Illustrated. I 100% voted for him. Yeah, because you're getting all the flack. Get rid of that guy. Anyone who didn't vote for him should be out on their keister.
It seems like they need to regroup on that whole selection process. And the people that are
there's
involved
50.
in it.
First of all, it's too small a group. 50 is not enough to be voting.
And I always wondered that. I never knew what the actual numbers were for the voting process.
It's hundreds for baseball, but it's 50 for football.
I had no idea.
Who determines that? Who determines 50? I don't understand why.
Well, it was when I filled in 1 year for Sid Hartman, because he had the vote forever, but he couldn't make it, so I went in, and there were 33 or 34. It was someone from every NFL city. Actually, there weren't 32 teams then. It was like 28. So, but there were about 30 people, because there's one from Pro Football Writers Association, and there was somebody else. It might have been an at-large. So there was only 30 then, and it was incredible. I had to propose, like, if somebody's up from your team, and you're the writer, you make the presentation. I made a good presentation for Alan Page. He didn't get in that year. It took him a number of years to get in, but I know why. Because that room was filled at the time with these old codgers from the AFL, from the NFL. I mean, these guys were in their 80s, but they hated each other because the AFL guys hated the NFL guys. And one guy, the guy's dead now, but I don't have a problem saying, John Stedman, legendary Baltimore writer.
Yeah, he's from Baltimore. I knew John.
You know John, all right.
Yeah, I knew John. Yeah,
well, John didn't like John Mackey.
Yeah,
John Mackey,
I know he didn't.
John Mackey because he was one of the first to try to fight for players' rights.
John Mackey told him,
take a hike?
Yeah.
Well, here's what John Stedman said. John Mackey didn't have good hands. He was one of the best receiving tight ends in history. Yeah. And they didn't vote for him. I voted for him, but they listened to it. It was horrible, but that's what happens in these rooms.
How does Alan Page not get in?
Yeah,
first ballot?
Okay.
The first time.
It's absurd.
It's almost like they're making it a joke, though, now. It's kind of like, okay.
They didn't keep track of sacks. He had like 140. Right. I mean, probably the best defensive tackle in the history of the game.
Well, I mean, he even had the accolades to prove that. I mean, he got MVP of the league as a defensive tackle, and they don't put him in?
Yeah, it was
How do you not get in first ballot?
Because they held against every Viking from that Super Bowl era, they held the losses against them. And in the case of Carl Eller, because I had friends that are on, I said, why did Carl not? This is after Allen got in.
Yeah.
Why didn't Carl get in? Well, he had that drug thing. I said, drug thing? He set up for the league the anti-drug to help people. I mean, he basically set up for players to get help.
Right.
And it's just, it's outrageous. Well, okay, here's how screwed up it is for these writers. And I was a writer, and I had a vote in the Baseball Writers Hall of Fame for decades. And this year was the first year, because 10 years after you retire or no longer are covering, you have it for 10 years. Still an honorary member of the Baseball Writers Association. It was the first year I didn't vote. But you go back to the very first vote, Babe Ruth was not unanimous. Cy Young, they named a Pitcher's Award after him. Took him 2 years to get in. Joe DiMaggio took 4 years to get in, because these writers hold grudges.
It took him 4 extra years past the time that he was eligible.
DiMaggio. Fourth time he got in.
I give up.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Hank Greenberg, we all know who he is. Great, hitter, great power hitter in the National League. 9th year. 9th.
Unreal.
So
That's unreal.
So what's the grudge with Belichick? Because he gave him bad answers at press conferences?
Probably.
I think that was a part of it.
Is that what it is?
And they're going to use Spygate, but none of them are owning up to it.
Deflate.
That 24-year-old girlfriend,
on, man.
you know?
But they may hold that against them.
It makes them look. It makes them look so bad.
It does.
How do you not put Bill Belichick in there on the first ballot?
Well, should have been unanimous.
He was campaigning for it, though, too. You could see him posturing himself for this, but getting out of football for a while so that he could become eligible, right? I mean, I think
Well, they do it much quicker
right?
now. It's not 5 years.
I thought it was 4, though, right? Or no?
No, it's now. It could be up to just a year, but this is the first year.
Really? Okay.
So actually, he
Okay.
had to actually get proposed by enough people to get on the ballot. So
Got it.
I don't even think he became eligible by his first year, because there wasn't enough votes for him to get on that ballot. Bob Kraft would get in, though, the owner. Because he's on the ballot, and Bill Polian's, I definitely voted for Bob. Owner shouldn't even be on the ballot.
So, but he can go back and coach again, then it starts all over again.
Doesn't matter.
Like I can see him taking another job in the NFL. He's not.
That's
dead.
not why they did it.
Yeah.
Wasn't Joe Gibbs in the Hall of Fame when he came
Yeah,
back?
because
Well, yeah, he was.
Rivers reset his clock.
I was going to say.
by jumping
is
back
that
in.
difference? Is that a difference between
he
coaching
reset his
and playing,
clock.
or not?
Yeah, players have 5 years.
Players still have 5.
coaches
Yes.
is
But not the
different.
coaching.
Managers
Oh, got it.
Coaching is
Got it.
a year now.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how they're going to come up with rationalizing how, all the guys from the Bud Grant era or the Super Bowl era here with the Vikings, they're holding that against them to not have won
But they
Super
did.
Bowl. But then you have a guy here that's won 8, 2 as a defensive coordinator or whatever with Parcells
Right.
and 6 of his own, whatever.
Mike, it's all petty.
It's a
It's
joke.
these writers that are just so petty.
Hello.
And they're
Who is
that?
All the time you give
Who is
Chuck
it?
grief.
That's
I can't believe that.
Tell him,
That's
Chuck.
the guy from the Hall of Fame.
It is. I'm telling you. They heard we're talking about it, and they want to know what's up. The guy wants to tell us he's the reason.
Probably is.
But we don't have the number. I mean, it could have been, for all we know, it could have been only half of them voted for him.
That's
I
incredible.
don't think that was the case.
It's incredible.
No.
They don't publish the numbers like they
Oh, no.
do the baseball?
They don't publish the baseball. Like, as a writer, I always put my votes online.
Okay.
People voluntarily put them online.
Okay.
Now, there's a number of guys, and it's not a high number, who just earlier in the week, right, within a day of this happening, that voted yes. Nobody's admitted to voting no. They would be vilified.
That's true.
Wow.
It's probably true, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always anonymous. No one ever says,
No,
I
it's
may have
anonymous.
not voted that way.
Yeah, because it's a secret ballot, too.
Ah.
They don't raise their hand. They write it down, and they count them up. So somebody else in the room won't necessarily know. What they could only draw from, like somebody outed Polian why he got in the news and said that basically he could wait a year. That
He could wait a year.
Yeah, he needed to wait a
just
year.
because.
Because of Spygate and Deflategate and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Well,
But the other argument that I saw somebody make an argument, a writer saying, well, I guess maybe, because he, his record, like I said earlier, without Brady. However, you know what? Let's see what Bill Walsh's record would have been without Montana. And
you
Chuck
can make the
Noll
case
without
for anybody.
Bradshaw. Exactly.
well, not to mention, Brady wouldn't have had a chance to take the field if it wasn't for Belichick. Even coming out of college the way he did at 6th, 7th
Yes.
round, whatever he was, and then the injury, of course, to Bledsoe led to Belichick, who believed him anyway because they drafted him. No one else was going to, apparently. But he gave him his chance. Yeah. And then from that point on, he gave him the knowledge and everything else and brought the guy along. And obviously he was a sponge for information and a great talent. But it's It could be that is a case that could be made for any coach-player combination.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just, but it's just great. And Chuck, you never feel bad about not being in the Hall of Fame. Because I'll tell you what, whoever gets in this year, people are going to look and say, really? These clowns voted for you, but not Belichick?
Yeah. What did they buy the committee? Obviously, you got to buy your way in and be their pal.
I don't know.
Because this shows you that it's not what you did, it's who you know.
Now, there's one argument,
treated them, apparently.
which I could say maybe one or a few did, that they didn't vote for him because they figured he'd get in. So I'll vote for somebody else. I still don't buy that strategy.
That's terrible.
I'm not buying that.
No,
one.
you vote for the people. To me,
So
he
how
was
many
the one.
people do you vote for? Like, you get the ballot, right? Here's
There were-
a big
I
sheet.
think there were 5.
Do you get 5 votes?
There were 5 people on the ballot. It was Kraft, Belichick, Elsie Greenwood, Roger Craig, and who was Kenny Anderson the other one?
So there's 5
Kenny
finalists,
Anderson,
and then you re-vote again to get them in, right?
Well, it's the top 3,
16, and then
2 or 3 are the one. No, it doesn't matter if they all have. They have to get 80% of the vote.
Okay.
Okay, so here's another question then. Now, how many? They're so far behind in getting people in that have been backlogged for
Like
so
Chuck,
many years,
yeah.
like Chuck. And why did last year they only had 4 people that went in? Why are they not trying to catch up a little differently? Than
I
they
have
are?
no idea.
What's the number
They
stipulation?
did that
as to how
one
many-
catch-up a couple of years ago where you had the momentum going, and we all thought for sure that was going to be it. And then they who did you upset there? There must be somebody. You and Bill Belichick.
I don't know. I don't know.
Pretty
Bill
much.
Polian.
No. Who knows?
Well, I was with Belichick for 1 year. His first year as a head coach with Cleveland, I was there with him, and he is behind the scenes. He's a difficult human being to get along with. So it's not like he just had all those wins, which he did. But it should only be based on that anyway. It should only be based, whether you like him or not. It should be based on the wins and the Super Bowls and everything, all the other criteria. But why are they doing this to him then? But he's
being punished.
He's a squirrel, though. Let me just say he
no
was
doubt.
difficult. He was difficult.
He was difficult,
Very
but still.
difficult. But I mean, still, you give him
still,
what he
the
deserves,
guy's
right?
accomplishments, they are what they are.
And how many coaches have we had, any of us in any sport, that were just great guys? We really loved them. I mean, not very many of mine were my favorite people.
Well, I would say of the guy, like I started covering the Vikings in '84 with Les Steckel. There were, I'd say, 2 or 3 great guys. Bernsey was a great guy.
Oh,
Right.
God.
No question.
yeah.
I think Leslie Frazier was a great gentleman. Really good. And I like Tice, too. He could be here or there on it, but I like the guy.
I played with my guy, and
I know
I had
you
him in the offensive line room for a long time. So there's also another very difficult side to that person.
Oh, I know, but I like the guy. All right, we got to take a break.
He's a good guy.
We could we'll take a quick break. We'll talk some Super Bowl stuff. Take a quick break. The Jim Bob Sports Jamboree. Be right back again. We're brought to you by TWS Remodeling. We're going to hear from more about that in a bit. We're back with more of the Jim Bob Sports Jamboree. Vikings legend Chuck Foreman, Fox 9's Jim Rich, the superstar Mike Morris from TWS Remodeling, Tyler Ganz. Now, Tyler, either looking at your stocks or you got some stuff you want to tell us about TWS.
Yeah, they're getting a little tight. So I got to clean it up my act here on the show. So they give me notes now when I come in.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
It's a good idea
Wait a
because
minute.
we were gonna
Who runs this place?
we were gonna have to go to 5 segments.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, it is quick. I always keep it real with you guys. So we're TWS. We're bringing on remodeling to make the space where you live in your home better. That's our goal, right? So like your bathroom, your kitchen, windows, doors, and as soon as the ground thaws, we'll start building decks. And I'm really excited about that. Hard to think about spending time more, outside right now when it's cold, but just a couple months, it's going to be spring. You're going to want to expand your outdoor living space. And they even let me say here, who doesn't deserve to drink a cold beer on your deck at the end of the night? So that's those outdoor spaces we're focused on.
Well said.
Yeah, I mean, everybody deserves that, right?
If you have a deck, it'll be a cold beer tonight.
Duly noted.
Yeah, TWSremodeling.com. TWSremodeling.com.
Now, not that you should be,
He's
because
got more to say.
you're not done.
does?
Yes.
Wait.
Bob has way more to say than I do. all
Yeah,
the time.
Bob, you just spoke for 11 minutes. The first segment was
I just
you.
want to
Yes, but
mention
I'm not-
one more thing. Right now, we are offering 20% off
This is
all of our
important.
deals. Then no interest, no payments until 2027.
What?
So just come in, get your project done, enjoy it all summer long, get 2 tax returns to pay this thing off. Enjoy it for 2 years till you got to pay. So
All right, once again, it's 20% off?
20% off.
2-0.
2-0 on all your projects.
Good deal.
And then you also get no down payment, no monthly payment, and no interest until 2027. Who can't do that deal?
Nice.
Wow.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a deal.
Thanks,
really-
Bob. Appreciate the time. TWSremodeling.com.
Jim, is he done?
Hey, listen, he can go as long as he wants. I'll look at the size of him. I'll look at the size of you. And I'm saying Tyler can go as long as he'd like.
Well,
Mike's on my side,
I'm
too.
looking at the size
Yes,
of Mike.
and
And,
Mike is joining you.
by the way, if you screw it up and you don't call TWS Remodeling and you're do-it-yourselfer, you may need a truck to put your stuff in. So
Oh.
now, Mike, as
That's
you
a
know,
cue,
I mean,
that's a
you,
cue me up right there.
but you and I are on the same page here because my son bought a truck from the folks you're about to mention.
You had better believe it. We're talking about Dodge of Burnsville, those great people who reside in Burnsville. That's why they call them Dodge of Burnsville. That's ironic, isn't it? Anyway, they're on 35W and Cliff Road right there in Burnsville. They got the big gold stars over the door and the red carpet out in front. I just made that up. But you can get down there and talk with Adam or Mark Saba and ask for a truck or a car, new or used, and they will be glad to show you around. They have the huge inventory out there at Dodge of Burnsville. They get allocated more vehicles, new vehicles, than any other dealership in the Twin Cities and tri-state area. They literally do because they sell so many. Well, why do they sell so many? Because they make great deals. They make great deals. They make great trades. That's why they get allocated that many, and that's why they sell that many. King of Ram, Dodge of Burnsville, 35W Cliff Road. Tell them the superstar Mike Morris sent you.
All right, now we got to talk about Sammy Darnold. Chuck, you were on his. Okay, I'm going to just go back. Where were we a year ago? I was in the camp of let him go. You can't afford him.
Yep.
You weren't though, Chuck, right?
No, not at all. Hey, his problems wasn't his. His problems was that offensive line.
And those problems were KOC. Now there's a reason.
And then he's taking all the brunt of that. And they say, well, he can't win the big one. Hey, man, who can win that? Hey, did Patrick Mahomes win the other one? When
Not
his
one-
offensive line was
Bowl.
crappy?
No, he looked as bad
He
as
looked like
Darnold.
a average quarterback. It's what's up front that counts.
I totally agree, and I think that hindsight's 20/20, but I think that a lot of us felt that he should be given the job back to at least continue on as sort of the interim or the incumbent, rather, at least, and then let the kid try and beat him out. But it didn't happen that way, and he got a big paycheck, and it would have been a lot more money than I guess we were willing to spend, but at the same time, it would have been easily within market of what it would be this year or the next year.
But here's the problem, though, and again, it's retrospect and hindsight. What did John Schneider and Mike McDonald know to give him that money? KOC and Kwesi should have known how good this guy would be, and they should have had an idea of where their young quarterback was. And if he had to sit for 2 or 3 years, so be it. But they had a plan to have the cheap quarterback, the young quarterback, and bring in free agents. And what free agent did they bring in this year that really hit?
Yeah. Great point.
None of them. The guard.
Carson Wentz. Oh, you mean pre? offensive
Will
line.
Fries.
Okay,
Will
Fries
was
and
good.
Fries,
At least
he played
appeared
every
in
game.
and
But
Kelly,
that's it.
and Ryan Kelly
The
too.
defensive ones were busts.
They were. Redmond was a great find. He was diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
So
So, I mean, I put it on Kwesi and KOC.
That's
They
who
blew
it
this.
is. You got to blame those guys. They made that decision.
they did.
And when you
Not one, but two. They
Yeah,
got
but I
rid
don't
of
know if
Daniel
it's-
Jones too.
That's right.
Do you think Sam would have been that same quarterback for us? Because
No.
our
No,
offensive
I don't think
line,
so.
our offensive line is not that great.
If our offensive line was improved, he would have been able to showcase that skill set that he showed us this year.
I think that it happened the way it happened for a reason. Like if we would have kept him here, we would have been pissed off. We'd have spent $50 million, blah 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 blah. But like this is perfect for him. I'm super happy for him. I was in the camp of get rid of him. I wanted Daniel Jones.
Why
to
would
stay.
you get rid of a guy that helps you win 14 games?
Right. It's the first time in NFL history
Tyler.
that a guy who won 14 games was allowed to go into free agency. It has never happened.
You know what I
in the
mean?
history
Regardless
the
of
game.
that, his maybe
Oh, hindsight's
I don't know.
2020. I would love him back. I'd love
that's
him.
not the point.
but
But,
at the
I'm
ti-
saying
at that
14.
time-
All right, let me ask you this. Put it to you this way.
Well, here we go.
Let me put it to you this way then. Suppose you, all right, let's say baseball, for instance, and you got a pitcher that won 14 games for you and he only lost 3. Are you getting rid of him or he's getting that big check?
He's getting a check. Yeah.
Thank you.
Now,
I rest my case.
it was a knee-jerk reaction for the staff here to look into it. I think the way they did when after the Detroit game and the playoff game, I think they read into it as he can't play in a big-time game. Our own people might have read into it that way.
That's
and
what
then,
I thought.
And
Why
then,
would
and then
they
well, he
read
can't
into
play
it
that
like
way. The
that?
pressure's too much for him, so we can move him along.
But you know, good.
But he has gone on because he had another good coaching staff to go to, another quarterback type of system that was good for him, and a running game that was good for him, a better offensive line.
Yeah.
If he'd gone back to New York, I don't think he would have had any success. He'd probably won 3 more games. Because it depends on how you fall and how you land on your feet. And if he goes back to another bad system, he goes back to being poor Sam Darnold. I think so.
System is one thing, but the players who have to execute that system is another.
No question.
All right, so
No question.
okay, so our offensive line, as I've been saying for ever,
I agree.
at best is almost good.
Our line now is
That's it,
almost good.
Almost.
You know what we learned in the Detroit game and the Rams game? And I said it last year.
Yeah.
And I feel even more about it now. The coach can't coach in a big game, and his stubbornness is the problem.
I think
love that point.
He did
can
not
make-
adapt from
you
the
can make a
Detroit
case for
game
that.
to the Rams game because this guy was an onslaught against Detroit. How did he not expect that against the Rams? The same thing happened. Did he do anything with no 2-3 tight ends like the Rams did? And by the way, very quickly, we'll talk about the Super Bowl coming up. But I thought McVay and Andy Reid are the 2 best coaches. He blew it. And so did Sean Payton. He knew bad weather was coming in, and he didn't kick the field goal. It could have been up 10-0.
Right.
And then McVay going for it on 4th down. When you kick a field goal, you're within a point.
Yeah.
All you have to do is get over the 50
Yeah.
and take your chances.
I agree totally. And I mean, they are good coaches, and they're there for that reason. They always consistently coach well, and they're in the playoffs, and they advance through the playoffs, and they always have a shot at the big game because they coach better than most teams' staffs. But I just think that it's mostly how you land, what crew you land with in terms of coaching staff to make the quarterback who he is. And I mean, if Mahomes doesn't land with Andy Reid, well,
What
an
about
offensive
the
line.
What about the personnel they got to play with?
I agree
All
with
right,
all that.
that's
I
what
do.
elevates the guy.
Oh, there's no question. That's why I said running game has helped Sam Darnold this year. Walker, I mean, they're fantastic.
I just want my line to get me to that second level where my individual skill set's going to come in.
I
That's what I want.
Well,
I couldn't agree with you more. Actually,
He had to be salivating over the defense in Seattle too. I mean, they are
They
tough.
got a
They are
hell of a
tough.
defense. You know, they got they
But you know
gonna be
what?
tough to beat.
Well, let's get to that in the next segment. We'll talk about how tough they're going to be to beat. We're going to take a quick break. The Jim Bob Sports Jamboree. Be right back with more ranting and raging. We are back with more of the Jim Bob Sports Jamboree, brought to you by TWS Remodeling. The superstar Mike Morris, Vikings legend Chuck Foreman, Fox 9's Jim Rich, Tyler Ganz from TWS Remodeling, his little puppy Lenny. I love that little. It's got this cute little white on his
Where's
face.
Lenny? Let's put
Put him
Lenny
on.
camera.
Get him on the camera there.
Okay,
Now-
all you have to do is go to Sports Legends USA, our YouTube page, and you can be looking at Lenny right now.
There you
So
go.
just follow the show there, subscribe to Sports Legends USA, then click on the Jim
This
Bob
is our new
Sports
mascot.
Jamboree.
He's what? He's a Labradoodle.
A mini Aussie doodle.
All right, they're not hearing you.
Oh,
guys.
a Aussie
Stick
doodle.
your head in there.
Mini Aussie doodle. Sorry,
right.
yeah. He's not getting any bigger.
that's a good dog.
That's
a
that's
good
capacity.
That's it. As big as he's getting, right?
All right. Too bad the listeners can't see that.
No, they can. They
Not
can
all
see
of them
us
on the radio
YouTube.
station. We're
I
on
know.
20
Well, you
radio
just go
stations.
to YouTube, Sports
some
Legends
YouTube
USA, subscribe,
All right.
and you'll be able to see Lenny every week.
All right.
Hey, Lenny.
Now, where's George? Anyone know that one?
Exactly. Mice and men.
Thank you.
Thank you. Boom.
All right. Now, this Super Bowl coming up.
No, I want to go back to
No.
more revisit.
I said, oh, go ahead.
Can I bring it? Yeah, it wasn't a friendly. Yeah, sure. What do you got? It was like, okay. Let's hear this.
Yeah, sure. What the hell you got?
Stupidity. What do you got?
What do you got? Come on.
I think the most alarming thing out of the Sam Darnold situation is this, that we all got it wrong except for Chuck, but it's not our job to get it right. And here, the leadership of our franchise swung and missed terribly. They were thinking they were getting a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and they got a eephus pitch.
Yeah.
They just were not even close. So that's the most alarming thing for me. Because however they go to attempt to fix this next year, if you already thought that McCarthy was ready to be your guy a year ago, and he looked this lost, and you thought Thurston Howell III was going to be a capable backup that you traded for, that you got from Seattle, and Seattle said, please take him, and you brought him in here, he couldn't even make it out of camp. Thank goodness Carson Wentz was sitting on the back of a pickup with a flat tire, or we wouldn't have gotten anywhere last season. So are you guys concerned about what decision they do make moving forward?
I am. I think we have a lot more questions to answer than answers that we can.
But do you
take
think
from
these
last
are the
year.
guys that are the right guys to answer the questions?
I don't think so. I really don't. I think they've swung and missed on some of the bigger things that have come up.
Yeah,
and I mean, you
too often.
You can't just give a kid like that the job. You just can't give it to him. You can't clear the house and say it's yours. Just don't mess it up. And we're going to take all the pressure off your back and not put any heat on you. I mean, the best things happen in training camp when you go to camp and you put competition together and let them fight for it. I mean, that's just the way it's always been. I thought
Well,
so.
you got to earn it.
You got to earn it.
They gave it to him.
You gave it to him, and now look what you've got. Now you've got a kid that just is sort of entitled.
He's immature and
Yeah.
inexperienced.
And still nobody.
They better bring somebody. Look, with the talent
Here
that
we
they
go.
do have on our offense, the receivers, the running backs. I like our running back room. I like our receiver room. The offensive line. Well, if we could get, I might be making changes on that whole line.
I mean, there are people in place. If you can keep him on the field, I mean, Darisaw is great. If you can
No,
just
he's
keep him
not
on the
great.
field, but
He's got great ability,
yeah.
but he ain't on the field to show us he's great.
You know
yet.
what I've heard? You can't make the club in the tub.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
Tub club ain't gonna work.
back to your point though, like if there's a child that's needs some discipline, are you blaming the child or the parent? Right, like how many chances are we going to give Kwesi to fail at every draft? Right, like he has not done well.
Hey.
And now KOC, like you're saying, is who's choking? Is it Sam Darnold or is it KOC?
Let me just say two names. Tyler Hamilton. The Vikings could have chosen him. They traded that spot to Baltimore, who took a guy who became an all-pro safety to pick Lewis Seen, who hasn't been seen.
Yeah.
He was a safety too. I mean, he was a
invisible.
bust. An absolute
Kwesi has not been good.
Imagine if Tyler Hamilton was on this defense.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Kwesi is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and they even had, what alarms me even more is they had chances to fix this. Now, granted, McCarthy was hurt most of last year and didn't do everything, but you had chances this summer to see him in OTAs, and they're there every day. And still to say, no, we're good, when Rodgers is saying, hello, I'm humbled, I'm going to be a good soldier. And even if you brought him in and he was a jerk, you could cut him. It's not going to be more than a one-year deal you're giving him. So whatever.
He's right about that.
So that's what I'm just like.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's just what was crazy, is that they blindly went into this, even when we were seeing like, well, this is kind of strange, right? And so now I'm thinking, all right, so how are you going to fix this? And do I really? My car doesn't work now. I just got it back from your shop. Am I really going to go back to your shop to have you fix my car again?
Exactly. They have rose-colored glasses on. They won't take them off. They get fixated on one thing. They're like, why are we 3 years down the road saying JJ is going to be our starter again next year? Like, come on. Do something else.
There's not much else to do because there's not a lot.
I'll tell you who you can blame it on also, since we're going down the blame game.
Yes.
Are
like
these
this.
media guys, these media people.
They blow it out of
and
proportion.
they're pumping all this crap up O'Connell's backside about him being the
Quarterback.
quarterback whisperer and all this other
Quarterback
garbage, and he bought into it, and now he thinks he's that. And so now he's not only Mr. Stubborn, but he's pretty, he's got a little ego issue, I
He's
think.
the
as well.
NFL Coach of the Year.
Okay.
Nobody is criticizing this guy. I mean, it's like a bootlicking bunch of media people. So seriously,
You need to get back in there. We need you out there.
All right, let me ask you a question.
We
Did I
need
have
you
a
out
reputation as a bootlicker?
No, you did not.
Nope.
No, it was a boot kicker is usually what it was when you came
Now,
in.
I got a question for both Mike and
I'll tell
Chuck.
you. Let me give you
Please.
one story, okay? So when things are going bad, right, after a bad loss,
Been there.
and, well, media guys, right, we don't look for this, especially the TV guys, because we have to ask favors later, right? So we don't come in there. So whenever I saw Bob go towards somebody, I'd hit my phone talk and say, hey, follow
Put the
him.
camera-
because
put the
this
camera
will
on
be
that.
good.
It's gonna get
Bob will
ugly
come
quick.
out with the dagger, and sure enough, he goes, well, that 3rd and 10 throw, that was pretty abysmal. Your thoughts?
But I wasn't like, what's his name, Chris
Tomlinson?
Tomlinson, he would piss off. It was amazing what he could
He
do
had no
with
filter.
Mike Zimmer. No, I had a filter.
Yes, you did. Yeah. But still, you would poke the bear enough where we get great sound out of somebody. It was fantastic.
It's the Joyzy thing coming out of him.
My favorite answer I ever got was when I asked John Randall if you could be any cartoon character, because I was trying to have fun with it. He gave the best answer I've ever heard. He'd want to be Inspector Gadget because he said, I just stand on the line and reach over and grab the quarterback and throw him down. He wouldn't have to move.
Instead, he turned out to be Taz. He ended up being Taz. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, he was like that, too.
He was just a whirlwind.
All right, now here's the question for you two. When the last game, when McCarthy took himself out, especially when you look at what Wentz went through, back when I was covering teams, players would give up on a guy like that. And how would you guys react, or how did you react when you saw it? I mean, I just think that he lost the locker room. Am I wrong?
Chuck?
My question is, how can I put it? How did he get to the point where he thought that he could take himself out of a game?
Well, he thought he could do the gritty going into the end zone, too,
Well, but that's what. Why is he so comfortable
taking himself
to
out.
think that he could do that?
Good question.
That's a good point.
That's what happens when you pamper a kid and let him get by with the entitlement of, we'll put you over on the bench, call it a high ankle sprain, and you can be back in 3 weeks. Well, you don't come back from a high ankle sprain in 3 weeks anyway. So he didn't have one. So then the bye week, he was still out. And we're going to take him out and try and work on foot mechanics and footwork. Well, that's really what the problem is that the whisperer thought, well, he doesn't even know how to set up and throw properly, so we'll use the bye week as one of those little drill sessions where we can get him coached up really good and then put him back in, because he doesn't really have a high ankle sprain. He just needs it. But it was the other thing, too. He had an injury earlier than that.
Well, first was the high ankle
He had so many
sprain.
I don't even know.
And then there was the
concussion.
hairline fracture.
The hairline fracture.
And the concussion.
Was between the two of them.
Oh,
There
my-
was somewhere
How do
in
you
there.
come back from a hairline fracture in 1 week? Yeah, I don't get it.
Well, because he says they do not hurt.
They don't hurt at all. I mean, and you've had a hairline, or how many? I should ask, how many hairline fractures have you had?
I have no clue. But
I'm guessing.
then they didn't use
I've
body
had
work.
2 or 3, but they don't. They asked him what his pain level was from 1 to 10 before that game. I don't remember what the gal's name was that was doing the on-field correspondence stuff. She asked him that question. 1 to 10, he said he gave it an 8.5. I'm like, are you crazy? You can't even feel it. You can't even feel it. You just wrap it up so it doesn't do anything to it. He's taking himself out because of the hairline fracture. I mean, you got to be. I've seen guys play with pins in their hand. Steve DeBerg on his offhand, but still, nonetheless, he had pins. Gary Zimmerman, the same thing. Pins in his hand the next week. He didn't miss a game.
Wasn't it
Yeah,
Fred
but
Dreyer who played with a broken leg?
Yeah.
But you know how kids, you have kids and they turn out to be brats
Yeah.
Yes.
because your parents don't discipline them,
That's it.
right? And they become brats. And so this guy
That's what I'm saying.
is like,
He's a brat.
he's entitled
Yeah.
little brat.
All right, we got to. I'd love to go forever.
He said he refused a shot on the hairline fracture. You don't give anyone a shot for a hairline fracture. You don't even give anyone a shot. Oh my God!
Mike,
right.
but wait a minute. It's not the same. Like my era, your era.
Yeah.
It's a whole different mental makeup with these dudes.
Totally.
If they get a little bump, they might not play.
Ow! Time to
If they're
get
not 100%, they not playing.
Could you imagine if you went on the sideline with Bud? He'd throw you back in the game or send you to the locker room.
if you did, Bud,
That wasn't going to happen.
that wouldn't happen.
If you knew Bud, you wouldn't even try it.
No.
You just go out there and play.
He
and forget.
just look
Don't-
at you
don't-
like, I've seen guys, he can look at them like, hey, man, I just brought you in here to do this one thing. You're not doing it. Come back Monday. What's happened? That locker's empty.
Oh, you clear it out. Somebody cleared that locker out.
It's gone.
Hey, poor Ursula McBee made the mistake of going to a exhibition game with a purple cape, and he was
I
gone.
remember that like it was like he had that cape on and he was like style.
Did he have the purple cane too?
He had the whole thing with the hat, the like Superfly or something like that. And that was before I got here, but like I remember that was the story in the locker room.
Oh my God.
So like when I got here, they would say, "Hey, be careful how you dress." I'm like, so I be conservative.
Good idea. All right, we got a break. I'll take a quick break. Jim Bob Sports Jamboree. Be right back. We are back with more of the Jim Bob Sports Jamboree. Vikings legend Chuck Foreman, Fox 9's Jim Rich, the superstar Mike Morris, Tyler Ganz from our sponsor, TWS Remodeling. I'm Bob Sansevere. And I got to ask now, I thought we'd do it like 2 segments ago, but we got off on a little fun ride, a tangent. Who do you like in the Super Bowl, Chuck?
I like Seattle. I like everything about it. Their defense is outstanding. Of course, they got one player on there that might be questionable mentally because he made some stupid mistakes. That was his name, 27?
Woolen.
Oh,
yeah.
that was big. That was
He
big.
almost cost him the game going over there talking trash. So those are the kind of guys you don't need on your team.
That's it.
But that would be the only question mark I would have about these guys now that play and they make a big play, and we watching them make a big play, and then they got to go to the other team and talk trash about what they did. And then they come back and look like a knucklehead. So
And he did.
And he did. But Seattle, I like Seattle. I mean, but they better be on their A game because the Patriots, they can play too.
I don't know though. The quarterback though, can he win a big game? I heard he's got a real knock against him.
That's what they say.
Well, he did lead the league in interceptions.
Yeah, he won 14 games before that season before that too, but he
I
can't
think
play.
he quieted some people in the last game. That was a pretty good game.
I'll tell you what, when Brady's harping about how good you were for a big moment, a big game, and Tom Brady says he passed with flying colors, it was his best game I've ever seen him play.
Yeah.
I agree with him, too.
Yeah.
He
me
played
too.
really well. I thought he played really well.
I think it was
Fun to
very.
watch.
I think it was
But
very.
there's only
conscious of-
one reason they're winning the way they're winning, though, right now, and that's because there's a tight end on that football team that was trained at Milo Barbell. Nick Callerup. Oh, he's a beast. He's a monster. Yeah, I had him for 5 years.
Is that
5
right? What
years
school
of-
did he go to? Which
Wyzetta.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now he's playing the Super Bowl.
All right, but
Nice
you,
playing in
you,
the Super
represent,
Bowl.
you represent
That's awesome.
the Super
So
Bowl.
you're with the Seahawks too. Can I infer that?
But I did not.
Are you picking them? The Seahawks?
No, I'm picking the Seahawks all
Okay.
the way. All the way.
Yeah.
All right. How about you?
Tyler?
I think that the Seahawks are better in every facet of the game.
I do
They're
too.
100%. Like they're just, the Patriots are good. They're not bad.
No,
I
they're
just
darn
feel
good.
I feel like Seattle in every facet of the game is better than them by just a little bit.
Quarterbacks as well.
Quarterbacks for sure.
Seriously.
Well,
Darnold over
Drake
Foreman?
May ain't bad.
Yeah, I think. I mean, his experience. Yeah, I think at his maturity. I mean, Chuck always talks about this. He's going to be really happy with what I want to say here. I think Sam's been through the ringer.
He has.
I've switched all my bets over to Seattle right at the last second because I'm like, you know what? I bet he's going to figure it out. And then, I think he has. Like, I'm on the Sam train.
How about you? What train are you on?
Yeah, well, I got to go with Sam. I mean, Sam, we trust.
And saying we trust.
You know, I think they get there. The defense has been great. But it's amazing, though. Isn't it amazing a team drafts a quarterback just 2 years ago, and he's taking them to the Super Bowl? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's
that draft.
That's a big.
You could
That's a
have
big.
got an
yeah.
answer in that draft. There's
Yeah.
6 quarterbacks taken in that first round, and 5 are pretty darn good.
Well, they also have a good coach.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I happen to think that
Vrabel?
I think it's going to be a
Vrabel, yeah.
blowout because I think it'll be like the Niners Seahawks game. I don't think that it's going to be close, and I think it's because when we look at this team when it's over, they will be looked at as one of the, if not the most complete teams to win a Super Bowl because they've got a defense. I don't think it's with the Bears or the Ravens or even the Bucks, but it's one of the best to play, and the offense is so much better than any of those other teams had. So I think it could be the most complete team, and their special teams
There's
too.
one edge that I would give the Patriots in some regard. It's Mike Vrabel having played in so many Super Bowls and having them
like
ready
3 of them,
mentally. 3-1, and I'm not so sure he wasn't a coach.
He
with
won
Belichick
3.
For one
He
year
might have,
too.
yeah.
Maybe, but he's got 3 rings that he had a lot to do with. So,
Yeah,
I mean, he knows the prep and the Belichick way of leading a team into a big game.
That's Belichick. He's not a Hall of Famer. What does he know?
That's true. Yeah, why? If he's no good, why
But
worry
it's
about it?
not, Bob, you said it was going to be a blowout. I don't agree with that.
I don't think so either. I think it'll be a
No
close
way.
game. I think it'll be a close game.
We'll see.
I think your
All
Super
right.
Bowl
Yeah,
was
okay.
the NFC Championship game. I think those are the 2 best teams left.
I do too. I thought, but I think the Patriots can be
Right.
pesky.
Oh,
Really
absolutely,
pesky, yeah.
absolutely. But I think whoever won that NFC Championship game probably has the best odds of winning the Super Bowl. I think that was
Totally agree.
if the Rams had won. I think the Rams would be favored
So would I.
against the Patriots.
Yep.
That's
I agree.
what I'm trying to say.
I happen to think that Drake May is going to experience what Patrick Mahomes did last year against Philly. That he's not going to have time to get rid of the ball, and he doesn't have great receivers.
That's true.
I mean, Diggs is the best receiver he's got.
He's a running quarterback right now because
If he could run, but they're going to have a spy. I
Yeah.
mean, they're going to make sure he doesn't take off on him.
Seattle's going to shut him down. I think that I'm on your side with that.
Seattle's good. They are awfully good.
Yeah,
And
but
they've
they
got
better have a talk to that
Nick Talent.
guy.
Nick Callum.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, you got to think the conversation in the coach's office after that game.
Oh, man.
Shut your
They
mouth.
even know he didn't have to wait to get to the office. You can guarantee it was said something to him.
Mike, have you had a chance to talk to your kid, the kid you worked with?
I've
for 5
texted him a lot, and his mother.
He must be thrilled.
Oh my God! I mean,
so
quite a backstory behind that kid too. I'd love to be able to bring it up, but I mean, just everything that went into that kid.
Well, you got 2.5
being where he
minutes.
is now. Well, I will say this very quickly that his father got a hold of me and asked me to teach him how to long snap, which I did. But then also I said, God, I mean, he's a pretty good sized kid for a freshman in high school. He was a broad kid. So I said, God, he'd be perfect in the weight room. So he said, I'm going to put you on the list for April to get him in here to start lifting weights. Well, they went on to spring break in Mexico. The father died in the room, at the resort with all the kids and the wife in the room.
Oh my gosh!
Internal bleeding or something. Well, so the mother Kim has to send Nick, this big tight end that I'm talking about, and his siblings back home on the airplane by themselves. He's a freshman in high school, and so she can get the body back to the United States, right, from Mexico. So I called. I didn't know that he had died, and I said, "Hey, listen." She picked up John's phone and said, "Mike, this is Kim. John passed away a week ago on spring break." And I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "I was just calling to find out what Nick's plans were. To see if he was going to come in or not. We want to do it. We definitely want to have him come in." John wanted him to, the whole thing. I'm like, oh my God, that was awkward. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. But because the father would come out and watch us long snap all the time. They had their own net to catch the ball for us. Long story made longer, I guess. The kid came in every morning at 5:30 and didn't miss a session for 5 years. So for like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, he didn't miss. 5:30 sessions from Wyzetta. So
Is he the long snapper?
no, he's not, but he's the backup.
Okay.
But he's a great tight end. He's one of the better blocking tight ends in football. Right now, it's his rookie year.
Wow.
So, but he went from 165 pounds to 270 in
Oh my gosh.
5 years that I had him.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
5 years. So
It's a great.
he's a
sad,
monster. He's a monster.
But what a story!
Yeah, it was an incredible story. So I mean, yeah, it hits home with me because the kid's in the Super Bowl now. So I couldn't believe what he did with himself.
So cool.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
he had some
So cool.
tough mornings at 5:30. I mean, that kid was suffering, but he came in. I said, just keep coming in. Whatever you do, get in that car and keep coming down here. We'll be okay. We'll be all right.
Wow, it probably helped him heal.
Yeah,
It had to.
I don't know, but he made it. He made it.
All right, gentlemen, we'll talk next week, just before the Super Bowl. So thank you to the listeners, and we're going to be chatting on all this stuff next week.
All right.